Well, friends from BDE Travels, we are here in the Camino de Santiago, and today I'm doing two updates because the hotel that I was staying in last night had a horrible Wi-Fi connection, and it took like 17 hours to upload the last video. So I'm gonna do today the recap of what happened between Triacastela to Sarria. And then today we just completed Sarria to Porto Marin. I love this town. This town, I think my wife and I were going to retire in this town. But all right, let's begin with the announcements real quick. If you want to watch part of the Camino and different photos that I've done so far, you go to our Instagram account. And there's a real life video. And on the real life video, it shows you the track of what we're doing. And I've taken pictures of different places along the way in the Camino de Santiago. So just visit us on Instagram and you'll see the real life video there. I'm going to try to do one real life video per day. And they're really nice. They're really nice. The first time I saw the real life video was with some guy named BK Lee a few years ago that he was doing the Camino de Santiago also. And some other YouTubers now have it on their channel. But the first one out there that I know that I saw was BK Lee, and it was something really good. Now, I'm writing everything on the Camino Journal. You remember, just go down on Amazon, BDE Travels Camino Journal. You can find it. I'm writing everything that I'm doing every day in here. So it's a good tool to carry. It doesn't weigh much. It doesn't occupy a lot of space. So you can find it in Amazon. A big shout out to my daughter. She has a YouTube channel once again, and the YouTube channel is Medic Marie. She has a premiere coming up, and her thumbnails are really nice. She's doing a very good job. I'm gonna ask her to do my thumbnails from now on, so that they'll look as good as hers. So Amaris, Daddy loves you, and I know you're doing a very good job. So go and visit her. Once again, it's Medic Marie, and she's just giving out the story of how she ended up in Spain and how she ended up in the University of Navarra and how she graduated so soon. Because she's a smart cookie. She gets that from mom. So hopefully we'll get a medic, a doctor, MD real quick out of her. So first things first, from Triacastela to Sarria. Ooh, it was a hike also. It was cold. Very cold. It was like 37 degrees in the morning with fog. It was a very deep fog. And as you leave Triacastela, you have two choices. You can go to the left and go to Samos, which a lot of people do. And we did it on the last time. The only thing that I don't like about going that way is that it's longer and that you parallel the main road for I think almost 10 kilometers. So all you hear and see is just cars going back and forth. But if you go that route, then once you go past Samos, there are three different routes that you can take. One that will take you to Sarria, and the other two actually connects with the route from San Gil. So if you want to do the route from San Gil, which is shorter, and you have a lot less cars, when you get to the bifurcation in Triacastela, you head towards your right. And when you head towards the right, the first thing you're going to encounter is you're going to walk uphill. Some of the towns that you go by, it's Abalsa, San Gil, Montan, Fonte Arcuda, Furela, Pintin, Calvor, Aguida, San Memende do Camino, and then you get into Sarria. Pretty much all these towns are beautiful towns. Some of them are just hamlets. But you'll notice that from now on, many of these so-called towns are really just 3 or 4 houses and a farm with a lot of cattle. So, as you're walking, your feet are going to get dirty. The smells are very peculiar to, a cattle farm. But the views are just wonderful. There's people with a very simple way of life. They have in their house their own garden. They live off of the garden, off the land, and off the animals. So, I get to enjoy and see all that, the beautiful and the majesty of Galicia every morning when I wake up and I start walking through there. So when the video comes out for the series, the episode, this one, you'll enjoy many views from the drone shots that I've taken and also from the videos that I've done so far. Pretty much the whole day just goes into walking from one hamlet to the other and watching the cattle and watching the farms, and that's about it. Once we got into Sarria, I met a guy named Marcelo. He was riding a bike, and in front of the bike he had a cat. So he did the Camino. He said it was life changing. So he took his cat, and now he's on a quest to complete 27 countries of Europe within the next few years. So I think during the video I got his Instagram and his channel. But Marcelo was a very interesting person to talk to. And then right there in Sarria, as you walk in, they have a pillar with Japanese scripts in there. And I talked to the owner of one of the albergues and one of the information booths in there. And turns out that he is one of the representatives of the Amigos for the Camino de Santiago. He was invited to Japan. In Japan, they got 83 temples that you go around the island and on a pilgrimage. It's a little bit different than what we do in the Camino de Santiago. Nevertheless, they're beautiful places to go in Japan. And there is also a pilgrimage called the Kumorokoro, that when you finish the Camino de Santiago and you get your credential, you go into Japan and do the Kumorokoro to one of the 10 temples. And at the end, you get a Compostela, if you call it, but it's a dual Compostela of the Kumorokoro and the Camino de Santiago. So that's on my bucket list. I don't know if I'll be able to make it to Japan. It's very expensive, but people have done it. And there's some YouTubers that got information about the Kumorokoro. And when you get the dual Compostela from the Santiago Compostela and the one from the Kumorokoro, they unite it and you get one Compostela in Japan. So that's a good information to get. So signing off for the day between Triacastela and Sarria. And up next, I'm going to do Sarria to Porto Marin. So stay with us.